Hello my dear student. Today I am going to start a new chapter. Chapter name is Transport in Organism, and today I will discuss about absorption of water and mineral salts. Hope you will enjoy this class. After watching this class, if you have any question regarding on that topics, please write down at comment box. Thank you so much for watching this class till end. Okay, my dear student, today I am going to describe about transport in organisms. This is a very much important topics for board exam, and it is necessary to understand basic biology. Transport is an essential system functioning all the time in all the living organisms. In plants, the conduction of water and minerals is as important as the translocation of food in them. Translocation of water and minerals absorbed from the soil and taken to the leaves is an essential as the translocation of food production produced in the leaves to different parts of the plant body. Transportation of substances in a human body is not the same as in a plant body, but both follow the same rules of physics. Transport system in both plant and human bodies are discussed in this chapter, and we will get idea about necessity of transport in plants and the plant and water relationship, and the absorbing systems of water and minerals substances and their necessity in plant. And after next class we will discuss the translocation of substances produced through the process of photosynthesis, but today I am going to describe about transport, or you can say absorption of water and mineral salts. Okay, so hope the introductory part of transport in organism you have understood. Now I am going to describe next part. Okay, now I am going to describe about the relationship between plant and water. This is a very much important topic. Okay, so I want to say another name of water is life. Life cannot subsist without water. We know that protoplasm is the physical basis of water. 90% of the protoplasm is water. This is why water is called the fluid of life. If protoplasm is devoid of water, all the metabolic reactions that usually occurs in a plant will be ceased in deficiency of water. The important uses of water in a plant bodies are: there is no substitute for water in maintaining the living nature of protoplasm. In order to keep a cell with constricted protoplasm, water supply must be ensured, or you can say the water plays important roles in the cellular growth of plants and in their movement. Or it is necessary to ascertain the supply of water is necessary amount of for keeping transpiration and photosynthesis running. This is why irrigation is to be maintained for large plant in the dry season. So this is a very much important point. Okay, so to understand absorption of water and minerals, we have to know about few biological process like imbibition, diffusion and osmosis. So now I am going to say about imbibition and next and diffusion. Okay, first of all, imbibition. The Imbibition process is a very common phenomenon. If a pitch of dry wood is placed in water, it will absorb some water in it. We know that dry or half dry colloidal substance absorb liquid. This is why the piece of wood has absorbed the water. This process is called imbibition. As the cell wall and protoplasm are colloidal in nature, absorbing water, they become swelled up. This is a unique process for absorbing water. And in case of diffusion also very essential component. If some incense in poured in a corner of a room, its fragrance is immediately spread throughout the whole room. The small particles of the incense are spread in the air. Or we can say about some sugar is added to a glass of water. The water of glass tasted sweet. This process is called diffusion. Under the same atmospheric pressure, the difference between the diffusion pressure of solution and that of a solvent is called the diffusion pressure deficit. So DPTD, this is a short form of diffusion pressure deficit. Because of the diffusion pressure deficit in the mesophyll tissue of a leaf, a cell in deficiency of water absorbs, it forms its adjacent cell. The significance of diffusion in the absorption of water in plant is immense. So osmosis, finally I want to describe osmosis. Osmosis is one of the favorite process for absorbing water and minerals. Okay, how does this happen? This is an important, or you can say essential phenomenon. Through the phenomenon, plants absorb water from the soil. This process can be accomplished in the laboratory without the involvement of any living cell. If the two solutions of different concentrations having the same solvent and solute are separated by a selective permeable membrane, the concentration of both the solution will soon be equal. When two solutions of different concentrations with the same solute and solvent are separated with a selective permeable membrane, the solvent flows from its solution of lower concentration to the solution of higher concentration. Movement of the solvent through a selective permeable membrane from a solution of lower concentration to a solution of higher concentration is called osmosis. So if you want to get a proof, you can make a experiment to demonstrate osmosis from cell to cell. You have to arrange piece of potato, petri dish, water and sugar, and you will be able to do it. And if you want to get a proof experiment on the demonstrator of the diffusion, you can also do it at your home by different way. So to get a good idea or get a good satisfaction, I think you can make an experiment at your home. Okay, so I am going to describe the next part, absorption of water and minerals. This is a very much important part. So this figure is important to describe this part. Okay, first of all, plant. In case of plant, the absorption of water and mineral salt occurs through different process. For the convenience of our discussion, we will learn about water absorption first. Okay, plant generally absorb capillaries water from the soil through their roots. Here you can see roots. The diffusion pressure deficit in a cell of a leaf is developed because of transpiration, and then water from the adjacent cell moves towards in the cell. Okay, so water moves towards the cell. In the same way, diffusion pressure deficit is developed in the second cell, and water moves to it form at adjacent cell. This way a continuous diffusion pressure deficit is extended up to root hair, and a succession force is developed. Because of the succession force, capillaries water continues to enter the cell root hair. Water enters the root hair cell through the process of osmosis and diffusion. This way, water take up into the root hair, moves through the cortex tissue. This is very much important part, and reach the cortex tissue. Okay, the water movement is called cell to cell osmosis. Then the moves from the cortex tissue to the endodermis, the pericycle, and finally into the vascular bundle. Water having entered into the vascular bundles, it taken up and flow laterally through the xylem tissue. The water flowing through different branches and bractlets of the plant ultimately reach the leaves, and this is accomplished by the active involvement of osmosis and transpiration. In case of mineral absorption, most of the plant absorb mineral and salts with water along, though some salts are absorbed through their root hair. The meristematic region of the tip of root functions as the main region of absorbing mineral salt. Mineral salt are absorbed in form of ions. Absorption of salts is done in two ways: passive absorption and active absorption. So passive absorption means that salt absorbed in this way is accomplished through the root hair of plant with the process of imbibition and osmosis, and no metabolic energy is required for it. On the other hand, active absorption is the absorption of ions which help the metabolic energy produced in the salt. This is a very much important point. Hope you have understood absorption and conduction of water. Okay, now I am going to say about translocation in plant. It is an important point, and I will describe necessity of translocation in plant. First of all, translocation in plant. Okay, so translocation in plant represent the movement of flow of water and mineral salt and of the food produced in the leaves. We know that water and mineral salt are taken up the stem through the vessel of the xylem tissue. Scientists think that the force produced by transpiration, capillaries action, and root pressure cause the cell sap to reach the leaves of plants. In this way, water reach the leaf and food is produced there. Then the phloem tissue is taken active part in the translocation of food produced by photosynthesis. The food is translocated through the sieve tube of the phloem tissue. Different organic compound in plant move through phloem tissue at the same time in opposite direction. So translocation is very much necessary for plant movement or translocation of water and mineral salt in plant is called translocation in plants. All scientists agree with the necessity of translocation of water and mineral substance in plant. Now the matter of considering is that the water and mineral substance that are to be used must be taken to the place where the reaction will occur. This is why translocation of water and mineral salts are very important. Translocation of water and mineral, this point I want to describe. Okay, already we have acquired knowledge about this, and ascent of sap. Okay. Plant absorb water from the soil through the process osmosis. This is accomplished mainly through the root hair. Plant also absorb mineral nutrient from the soil through the process of absorbing water, and the process of absorbing mineral salts are quite different. Ascent of sap roots absorb water and mineral salt. The cell sap ascends slowly upward. Automatically, the lateral translocation of cell sap also occurs. Translocation of cell sap is categorized into two steps. First of all, the arrival of soil, water, and mineral salt from the root hair to the vascular tissue of the root, and secondly, translocation from vascular bundle of the root to leaves. Okay, so this is a very much important part. So if you wish, you can set up a experiment to demonstrate ascent of cell in plant. You need peperomia plant, bottle of glass, water, safranin or red ink. Procedure very easy. Take some water in a glass bottle, add some drop of safranin or red ink. Place a living peperomia plant in the bottle in such a way that its root are submerged into the water. Now place the bottle somewhere for a few hours and observe the result. You will see whole plant will become red. That's mean that you can prove ascent of cell sap in a plant. Okay. So now I am going to say about translocation of the substances produced in photosynthesis. Okay. As the leaves and the roots grow away from each other, there must be a rapid and effective transport system in between them or for the conduction of food. This is done by sieve tube or phloem. Phloem is an important bundle of vascular bundle. A sieve tube is a kind of thin wall living cell without a nucleus, being positioned longitudinally side by side. They form a net-like structure. The septa in between them, missing in some places, develop sieve-shaped form. This is why food substance can easily move from cell to cell. In winter, these openings are blocked because of the deposition of the chemical substance cellulose, and thus the movement of food is inhibited. At the advent of summer, the cellulose is degraded and the movement of food resumes. Okay. So thank you very much. Hope you have understood today's class. If you have any question, please write down at comment box of YouTube segment. Thank you so much.